Thank you. Distinguished viewers, journalists, it's high time for me to announce my decision to fight for the future of Ukraine against those who use fear and terror to take the power. And I've decided to go public about it. No one has deposed me. I was forced to leave Ukraine because of the threat to my life and the life of my relatives. As you know, the power in Ukraine was seized by nationalist, pro-fascist youth mobs who represent a minority of the Ukrainian population.
What I'm showing you here are some examples of fascism, the symbol of fascism, the Knights of Columbus, the 1940s dime, the Lincoln Monument, the seat of Roman power, Nazism, the stamp. Here's a stamp from Italy, and the goddess next to the fasci. Yes, the fascism of the Vatican is demonstrated in these types of photos. When fascism comes to America, it'll be wrapped in a flag and it will be carrying a cross. Have you heard of that? Well, there you're looking at it right there at the House of Representatives with the 4 columns there. If you see a Ford, you see a Ford logo on the Ford, and you know it's a Ford or a Chevy. Well, when you see the fasci on a coin like this, associated with the goddess, you know it's based from the Vatican. E pluribus unum, out of many one. Remember when Obama said that in Germany early in his presidency, as he spoke next to the statue there in Germany with the goddess in the background. This patriotism and Nazism was exported to Germany. You could go to rexcurry.net, learn about the history of patriotism and the Pledge of Allegiance. It came from the nationalist movement of socialists, the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party. Yes, fascism came to America, and it has been wrapped in the flag, and it does carry a cross. The Roman eagle. Seen that so many places, including Nazi Germany, and here on United States stamps, the exact same eagle and fascist symbol. Here we have George Washington, who allowed the Catholic Church to take control over this country by fighting against Britain and the removal of the Act of Settlement of 1701, because the 13 colonies were under British common law. Those laws prevented Catholics from being politicians. So when there was liberty declared in all things, including religious liberty, the Catholic priesthood was able to run for political power, establish political power in this country, and take over. As Karen Hudes, the World Bank whistleblower, has proclaimed, we are dealing with state capture. The United States is a puppet state of the Vatican. And the American Revolution was the beginning of that. That's why he is deified here. The Capitol building, the apotheosis of George Washington, and the symbol of fascism is prominently displayed in Maryland, with this particular monument with the goddess on top, with the 3 X's of sacrifice. State of Colorado with the all-seeing eye, the Eye of Horus. The mother of that baby's eye is Isis, which is our Statue of Liberty. I've read that intelligence agencies have relocated to Colorado. But this is blatant symbolism. That all-seeing eye you'll see on Catholic ceilings in their cathedrals all over the world. Sometimes it's in a cloud. And you wonder why we have what's called the eye cloud. Well, there it is. It's the eye in the cloud, monitoring all of our internet activities. They don't want us to have our own databases anymore. And so the Ukraine president was found in Russia. He fled to Russia to save his life. See, what we're dealing with is the plan to have the Ukraine join the European Union. The European Union flag is none other than the crown of the Queen of Heavens, shown here. The Corona Stellarum Deodicum, the crown of 12 stars. Those 12 stars in a circle on the flag of Europe represents the crowning or the coronation of the Virgin. The Pope does this every year with his idolatry. So there you have it. The crown of the pagan Queen of Heaven as listed in Jeremiah chapter 7. And there's the Parliament building, one of the 2 Capitol buildings within the European Union. And the poster, when they were building this structure, demonstrating that it's modeled after the Tower of Babel. You have the inverted stars, the satanic inverted stars that you see like with Baphomet, or in the streets of Washington, D.C., the inverted star ingrained into the map of the streets. You can see that on Google Earth. So this is important symbolism to those who are connecting dots and trying to see the power structure between countries and those who run them. The Tower of Babel. It's also biblically based. King Nimrod and confusion, the diverse languages that were created by God according to the scriptures. And here the poster says they're trying to reunify what God basically separated, caused confusion of. The reunification and world government is the goal. That's why the Ukrainian president ran for his life, because the powers that be want the Ukraine to be reunited with the European Union for the further control of the world under the Catholic regime. Under unum sanctum. Unum sanctum is the theology of the Vatican, whereby the Pope has declared that we are all his slaves, we are all subject to the Pope, and that the spiritual power is on top of the secular power, the power of the state. The king of the world, the Pope or the papal Caesar, has the right to abolish any law within any country. And here you see when the European Union was founded, the Pope in statue was behind their signing declaration. Catholic politicians who brought the European Union into fruition were canonized. Politicians canonized. And here is one coin in the European Union with the woman riding the beast. Biblically speaking, the beast represents world government, and the woman represents the whore, also known as the Catholic Church, as identified by thousands of theologians throughout the centuries. And even the Geneva Study Bible has footnotes to that. If you ever want to look at the Geneva Study Bible and see that the woman is in fact the Vatican. Here's a page demonstrating that the signing of the Constitution of the European Union was there with the statue of a pope in the background. Notice he's wearing the triple tiara, which represents that the Pope has authority over heaven, earth, and the underworld. The triple tiara. Triple authority. Then there you see the 12 stars of the crown of the Queen of Heaven. Capitolone Hill in Rome, well, that same name was used in Washington, D.C., the district of the goddess Columbia, so they call it Capitol Hill. It's named after the Roman hill, the 7 hills of Rome. It's all there in plain sight.
The buildings and streets and squares need to be deblocked and barricades need to be removed. All of the armed gunmen need to leave the streets. We need to ensure normal life for the citizens of Ukraine, including in Kiev and other regions of the country. We need to take into account the interests of all the regions of Ukraine. It will be very difficult to get out of this difficult situation. The turbulent time that we faced and the casualties are the consequences of the political crisis that Ukraine faced. This is the result of the irresponsible policy of the West, which connived at the Maidan opposition forces. But